All right, 8th graders, it is day 5 and day number 6 of our VEXcode VR project. As you can see on your screen, over the next couple class periods, we are going to start new VEXcode VR programs, and you're actually going to complete 2 different challenges. So the first challenge, the first drawing challenge using this VEXcode VR program is to create a house. You're going to have a square with an equilateral triangle on top. Once you finish that, you're going to take a screenshot of that, put that into your design notebook, and then you're going to have a chance to just kind of create a couple drawings of your choice. Going along with creating things and designing things, we want to make sure that you plan. And so we're going to ask that you first kind of sketch out your ideas before you actually create the program. And so I've got a couple sketches right here. You can see I've got my initials up here and then a flower, and those are going to be the things that I'm going to try to create with the VEXcode VR program. All right, and over the next couple days, our essential question that we want to answer and we want to have in the back of our mind is, how does mathematics play a role in computer programming? All right, so right now, why don't you pause this video and open up your design notebook if you don't have that open. Open up your design notebook now. All right, we have our design notebook open now. And so we're going to scroll down and we're going to look here at day 5 and 6. And so we're going to be creating our solution. So how do I create a program now that gets me to draw something of my choice? All right. We're going to split this into 2 parts. So the first part, again, that I mentioned a little bit ago was creating a house shape. And then the drawing challenge part 2 is going to be just creating a design of your choice. All right. So days 5 and 6. So let's scroll down. You see our essential questions. We should have answers to some of these already that we've already done in class. And our essential question for today is, how does mathematics play a role in computer programming? When you think you have an answer to that, go into this box, this blue box, again, a must do over here on the right, and make sure that you answer that question. All right. So let's scroll down. Days 5 and 6 for both of these days, depending on where you leave off after the first day, day 5, then set a goal for yourself for the next day, day 6. But you should have 2 different goals for those days, again, depending on how much you finish in class on the first day compared to where you want to start here now on the second day if you're on day 6. All right, and let's scroll down and we'll find the green start bar for days 5 and 6. So as I scroll down here, we get to the start of day 5 and 6. So once again, just like we've been doing over here on the right-hand side, use these check boxes as a checklist. So I can just right-click in this once I have the VEXcode VR program, where there's a link to it right here. Once I've opened that up, I can go in here and change that to a check mark to show that I have completed that step. So that should help us guide us through what we need to do over these next couple days. All right, so as we look through here, once again in the blue, we're going to start a new program and we're going to build code to draw a house shape like we see here below. You're going to add comments. So we talked last time about why comments are important within the program, and use live trace code to help you debug your code. Okay, we read about that last time. Live code trace, excuse me, I think I said that backwards, but live code trace is just a method of watching what your program does and following along with the highlighted code to see, okay, if there's a mistake, this is where it is, so you know where to go back and kind of fix and debug your code. All right, so when you create your house shape, we want a square that has an equilateral triangle on top, and it gives some dimensions right here. All of the sides are going to be 400 millimeters. All right? So first, before you do this, you need to think about some math. How many degrees should the robot turn before it draws the left green line? So if I get my square drawn, and I'm right here in this point in the upper left-hand corner of the square, how many degrees do I need to turn before I draw this green line on the left? You might have to do some math to look that up or ask your teachers for help. Once you get up to here, how many degrees do you need to turn before you draw this right green line? All right, so answer those questions here in the green box. Let's scroll down. Once you get your house project done, you're going to rename this house underscore your initials and save it to your device so you can open it back up in the future should you need. And then insert a screenshot showing your working code. And it would be nice to actually have a picture of kind of your house shape that you were able to draw down here as well. All right, so when you finish those, make sure that you include those screenshots of your code and of your finished house here in this blue box. Okay, that's challenge number 1. Once you finish challenge number 1, you're going to go on to drawing part number 2, drawing challenge part number 2. So this is where you're going to be creative. What's a picture of your own using basic shapes, lines, circles, polygons that you can create to kind of make your image? So if you recall, I created an image that, I sketched first. So let me get down here. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We want to first kind of sketch your drawing idea that you could create. Okay, and then insert an image of your sketch below. And so I've got 2 different little quick sketches that I did. One was just my initials, my first name and my middle name, and then a drawing of a flower. Okay, as I scroll down here, you're going to then design a program that will draw the picture. You're going to create that program and add comments as you need. Give your program a descriptive name. Don't forget to rename these. And then insert a screenshot below showing the completion of your program. And so here's the drawing that I did with my initials. I finished this one. Okay, and I'll go to the VR program here in a second and show you. And then if you have time, you can aspire to complete the following. A new program with another one, and then again, insert a screenshot down here in your design notebook showing your new drawing. And this would be the one where, if I had some more time right now, I would go on and I would create that flower picture that I wanted to try to create that flower. All right, so that's what you're going to do, and then you get down to the end of day 5 and 6, so you've got a couple class periods plus all the time in between to work on this. That's the end of day 5 and 6 with these activities, these drawing activities. All right, so that's what's going to go in your design notebook. If you have questions about that, please reach out to your teachers and ask. So let's go to the VEXcode VR program. Again, there's a link right here to that. So if I click on the program, here you now see that this is my kind of code that I have for my drawing. And I would want to add some comments because as I was going through, I wasn't quite sure what this first part of the code was and the second part, and I really had to jump back and forth as I was writing these things. So I want to add comments to just say, okay, this is something that, this is what's going to make, this part, this is going to make the next part, and those comments are helpful so you know, and it's easier to go back and kind of correct things or fix things if you need to. So I would want to add that. Don't forget to change the name. So up here at the top, where it's a name, I think it just gives it some generic kind of Vex project right away. You want to change this. So I changed it to JP. Those are my kind of, again, first initial and middle initial, and then my first and last initials always at the end. Okay? And then it's always a good idea to save things. So once you have this done and I know this is working correctly, I'm going to go to File, I'm going to save to your device, and it will save this to my device so I can easily pull this up. Now, as I'm checking to see if this works, I'm going to go to the playground up here. We've been working with the Art Canvas Playground, so up here in the middle drop-down menu, I can choose Art Canvas Playground. I'm going to kind of drag this, oops, if I can, there we go, off to the side. Because as I play this now, as I start this, I want you to watch the code in the middle. All right, so as I play this program, notice how we've got these green highlights that just kind of keeps moving. This is that live kind of code tracing that we were talking about. This is where I can see now if I'm watching what happens over here on the playground and I'm looking at the code, seeing what's highlighted, and I realize, hey, this doesn't look right. Now I know exactly where to go back and make those corrections. All right, so I'm just going to continue this. You can see, oops, this started. I should reset this. I didn't reset it. You can see that it's not doing what I wanted to do, so I need to go back and reset it. Now I can start this again and just kind of watch this play through. Okay, watching this go through, it looks like this is correct. I was watching it through the playground as I was kind of creating this to make sure that this was doing what I wanted it to do. I watch my robot go all the way through. Looks like my lines are created correctly. Get that last little middle part of the letter P in there so it actually looks like a letter P. I actually got my robot to move out of the way. And there you have it. So now I would want to take a screenshot of this, of what's on the playground. I would want to take a screenshot of my code. If you have to do that in a couple different parts, if your code is kind of long like mine, go ahead and split that into a couple parts. And once you have that drawing done, again, you're going to put that screenshot into your design notebook here. All right, so any questions, make sure you reach out to your teachers, ask us. We will do breakout rooms to kind of give you any extra assistance that you may need. Happy creating. See what you can create. All right, enjoy this. Try to come up with a cool drawing of something. You know, it's really up to you. Use your creativity. All right, have a good time with this, and we will see you next time.